Hi, my name is Mike, and today we're going to talk about how to do standing bicep dumbbell curls the correct way, the right way, which also happens to be the safest way. So let's get started by observing the foundation of my form, my stance. See how my feet are not too wide apart or too close together? They are just the right distance apart, thereby minimizing my focus on balance and maximizing my focus on the primary muscle I'm trying to work in this particular exercise, which happens to be the bicep. Notice how my knees are slightly bent, but in a fixed position. Your body will naturally tighten up during the more difficult portions of the movement. You do not want to rely on leverage by swinging your body or changing your position, which actually makes the movement easier, more dangerous, and less effective. My pelvis is in a neutral position, which means that I don't have an unnatural or forced arch in my spine, or that my pelvis is thrust all the way forward. All a neutral pelvis position means is that my abdominal and glute muscles are engaged appropriately, but not overly or unnecessarily. I intentionally relax my shoulders before the initiation of the movement at the beginning of each rep. I try my best to keep my neck in a neutral and stable position, which becomes increasingly difficult as I become more and more fatigued. I keep my wrists stable and straight throughout the movement with no flexing or extending. Now let's talk about the actual movement of the exercise itself, aka the rep or repetition. There are 4 distinct parts which can be further broken down into sub-reps. A full discussion of sub-reps will be reserved for another time. The basic 4-part structure of a rep is as follows. 1. The initiation. 2. The lifting portion of the rep, also known as the concentric. 3. The contraction phase of the repetition, also known as the static hold or static contraction. And 4. The lowering portion of the repetition, also known as the eccentric or the negative. The initiation is the first part of the rep. It is measured in millimeters to centimeters, from a dead stop full extension to a slight bend of the joint. This transfers the weight evenly to the muscle with minimal force to the delicate connective tissue of the joint, which is easily injured and takes long periods of time to recover. Initiation should be deliberate with no snapping or jerking. The lifting portion, aka the concentric, should be aggressive as the tension builds throughout the movement. Initiation, lifting, and now the contraction, which indicates that you are in control of the movement, you are in control of the weight. Initiation, lifting or concentric, contraction or static hold, and now the negative or the lengthening portion of the movement, thought to be the most productive part of the rep. And back to initiation. Now a back view. Like I stated earlier, I relax my shoulders at the end or the bottom of the repetition. But during initiation, I concurrently engage, stabilize, and square my shoulders by bringing my scapula, aka my shoulder blades, together. I don't overly contract my scapula, but squeeze them just hard enough to stabilize the movement. So there you have it, the most effective and safest way to perform standing bilateral dumbbell curls. To conclude, the 2 fundamental rules to making non-stop fulfilling progress is to 1. Avoid injury at all costs, and 2. To progressively perform an increased output of work from one workout to the next. See you next time. Peace out.